Are you thinking about moving to Tennessee? There's lots of things to consider. Today, I want to go over some of the pros and cons of living in Tennessee. Hey y'all, this is Mary Jo, a real estate agent with LPT here in beautiful Tennessee. If you want to find a channel that tells you everything there is to know about living in Tennessee, what there is to do, what to eat, where to live, this is the channel for you. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. You'll be notified every time I make a video. So today I want to go over some of the pros and cons of living in Tennessee. Let's go ahead and do the cons, get the bad out of the way, shall we? Tennessee is actually known for extreme weather. We are located in what is called Tornado Alley. Lots of people often associate, Oklahoma and Texas and Kansas and those places with tornadoes, but Tennessee gets its fair share. On average, we have about 50 that hit land every year. Tornadoes can be very dangerous and very scary. You never know if the path of destruction is going to be miles long or if it's going to just hit a house here, a house there. And it's also not really predictable. It's not like a hurricane, like it's coming for, a few weeks. You see it out in the ocean somewhere. They just you have to know when conditions are right. So when you have a cool and a warm front meet, that is when the conditions are right for a tornado. So we have a lot of that around here. We have a lot of back and forth weather. Speaking of weather, Tennessee can have very mild winters, which I know is not a con for most people. It's definitely not a con for me. But we can get very, very cold, which, we're not used to, we're not prepared for. And we can also get a lot of ice and snow. Well, I say a lot. That's all relative, I guess. If you're from Chicago or New York or, any northern state, basically, you're not going to think we get any kind of snow. And sometimes we don't. But just know, if it snows or if there's ice on the road, we're going to cancel school. A lot of businesses are going to close. I mean, not like main businesses, Walmart, Publix, gas stations, they're all going to be open. But, some of the smaller businesses may actually close. It's fine. We all like a snow day every now and then. Just go with it. And the last con that I want to leave you with today is traffic. Traffic. Now, again, that's all relative. If you're coming from LA or Miami or, anywhere that has a major metropolis area, you're going to think that Nashville traffic is a joke. But we have 3 major cities here in here in Tennessee. We have Memphis in West Tennessee, Nashville in Middle Tennessee, and Chattanooga. Well, I guess kind of 4. Chattanooga and Knoxville are both in East Tennessee, and they're both considered major cities. Traffic in any of these places around rush hour in the morning or afternoon is crazy. To give you an example, on a normal traffic day, not rush hour time, I live probably 20 to 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Once rush hour hits, it's going to take me at least an hour to an hour and a half to get home from Nashville. Typically closer to the hour mark, but if there's a wreck with all of the extra traffic from rush hour, it could go up to an hour and a half. Also, if there is bad weather, that's going to slow everything down. I'm sure that's common in any area, though. If there's any kind of bad weather coming through, then everybody's going to slow down. There's going to be more wrecks. It's just expected. Okay, so those were the cons I have for today. Let's move on to the pros, some of my favorites. So, Tennessee does not have a state income tax, which I think is amazing. I think there's only like 7 or 9, I'd have to look it up, states that don't have state income tax anymore. Anytime I can keep more of my money in my pocket, I'm always happy. So, no state income tax is a huge draw for me. And I'd say it's probably a huge draw for lots of people. Let's see. Our next one would probably be cost of living. These are not in any particular order, by the way. But cost of living in Tennessee, so I checked on assets.com, and they use 100 as the national average. Tennessee falls at 87.6, so we are pretty good and well below the national average for cost of living. If you take the average home price in Tennessee, that's going to be around $245,000. That sounds super cheap to some of you. That sounds super expensive to some of you. And again, that's just the average. You can find much cheaper and much, much more expensive. Don't get me wrong. If you take the median price, though, which I kind of feel is more accurate for very populated areas, so you take the bottom, you take the top, and then you just keep taking away until you get to the median number. That's closer to $395,000, which I see more of typically on our MLS whenever I'm looking for homes. Of course, you know, prices are all over the place. It depends on what area you want to be in, how much land, how little land, how much house, how little house. There's so many things to determine how much your house is going to cost. But just know that we have something in all price ranges. So don't hesitate to reach out. And the last pro I'd like to leave you with today is one of my favorites. Tennessee is beautiful. Tennessee is home to over 50 state parks and 7 national parks. We have waterfalls, we have hiking trails, we have lakes, rivers, streams, creeks, mountains, flatlands. We have it all. I mean, it's just so gorgeous here. And a fun fact, the Smoky Mountain National Park, which is in East Tennessee, it kind of runs along the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. But the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the most visited park every single year. It's hard to beat. It's gorgeous. You can go in the fall when the leaves are changing, and the canopy is just unbelievable. All the colors. There's all kinds of wildlife. There are bears, so, you know, watch out for those. We don't really get bears in Middle Tennessee. We do have like coyotes and some things like that, but that's all I have for now. If you need help buying, selling, moving to the area, reach out. I'm going to leave all my information below, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. If you have any questions for buying or selling, or just if you want any more information in a specific area in Tennessee or a specific thing, reach out and let me know. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.